Hello the internet, my name's Laura and welcome back to my channel. It's been a little while and today I've got a decent number of things. I've got a couple stories, story time, and a bunch of updates on plants. So let's just get right into it. Okay, so story time first. We're going to start with my refrigerator broke the other day. It had been kind of for a little while, and I told my husband, I was like, we're going to have to replace the refrigerator. And then I went in to get dinner from the freezer, and it was gone. And I was like, okay, so immediately we now need to deal with this. And so we went and got ice, we put everything in coolers. So we went to the Lowe's, and of course I had to go look at plants. So we come in the doors and I veer off to the plant section, and I look around and they've just got, kind of the typical stuff, but my husband dutifully follows me because, he's great like that. And then we went and looked at refrigerators. We found one that we really liked, and we were like, this is the one we want. It was on sale, it was nice. And so the guy goes into the back. It's like, I have to go make sure that we have it in stock. And I was like, okay. So the guy goes into the back, and about, how you can kind of tell after a certain amount of time, I was like, okay, we need to go figure out what our backup is, because he's been gone so long that he can't find it where he expects to find it. And that probably means that they don't have it back there. And my husband was like, no, this is the refrigerator that I want. And I was like, okay, that's fine. And so the guy predictably came back, said we do not have any of those in stock, but they have them at the Fairlawn Lowe's, and they can still deliver to your house. It's still within their delivery radius. So it says that they have some, you should go check. Well, this was 9 o'clock at night at this point. And so obviously we were not going to go to another store, and And so the next day we go to Home Depot because they have the same fridge on the same sale, because they said online, they said that they had some of them. And so we go in, and look at plants and there wasn't really anything, special there that caught my eye. And so then we went and looked at the refrigerators. We found the refrigerators. We found the same one, but there was a little card up above it, how they have the information. And it was it won't be delivered until November 23rd. And I was like, oh. I think it said November 23rd. Whatever it said, it was a Tuesday. And we had been shopping on the Monday. And so I thought when I saw it online, I saw the Tuesday and thought that meant the next day. And so I didn't realize that it was, I didn't remember what date it was. Anyway, so that didn't work. So we ended up driving out to the Fairlawn Lowe's, which is half an hour, 45 minutes away. I mean, it was a little bit of a drive. And we go in. At this point, I'm like, okay, I just want to get a refrigerator. So I head past the plant section, and my husband turns toward the plant section. And I'm like, oh, okay, fine. If he's gonna he's like, we need to go look at plants. After he had been annoyed the previous 2 times. But anyway, my husband is wonderful. And so we go, and they have, the Sansevierias, and they have all this stuff. And I'm looking around, and I'm like, there's not gonna be anything here. And then down at the bottom of one of the shelves, they had, yes, that is a Philodendron Brantianum. And it is a full Philodendron Brantianum with some beautiful, beautiful leaves on it. And so I snatch it up and I look at the price, and it's only $13. And I'm like, it comes in, I don't love the pot, but it comes in a pot. It's got the little plastic doohickey in, where it sits in there, and then it drains into that so that it's pretty, and you don't have to have a coaster under it. And now it won't go back in there. There we go. And I was like, okay, well now it's worth it that we came out here, because I found this nice Brantianum, because I have the Brantianum I've been growing for a little while, and it's getting up there, but there's nothing like finding a full plant of something that you have a cutting of. And it's even putting out a new leaf, and we'll see if that one But yeah, there's nothing like getting a full plant of something that you've been trying to grow for a while and then just being like, now I get it in all of its beautiful glory. And so, I grab that. We go to the refrigerator section. We find the refrigerator again. They have this refrigerator at all the different places. It's on sale right now. We find somebody to go back and look. And while they're going back and looking, one of the ladies who works in another department, she was like, oh, you guys want that one? Well, they have an open box one over there. And it was like 40% off. And it had a ding. There's a sizable dent in the side of it, but it was like toward the back of the refrigerator, and the way our kitchen is set up, it would be behind like the paneling for the cabinets or whatever. And so the guy comes back predictably and says, we only have one in stock and it's already promised to somebody. And we were like, well, okay, but here is this, here's this open box one. Can we get that? And he was like, oh, there should be a sign on that because we can't deliver it and we can't hold it for you. Like, you have to take it now. And if somebody else comes in, like, they can have it, if they can take it immediately. And we were like, okay. So I go into problem solving mode because my husband wants this refrigerator and I'm like, okay, so what can we do? And so I have access to a pickup truck. I have someone who will lend me a pickup truck. So I called him, asked if I could borrow the pickup truck, and he said yes. And then I called two of my friends and I was like, it is time to call in a favor. Do you guys have time to come like now and pick up this and help us get this refrigerator inside? And they were both like, yes, of course. And so I was like, okay, this is all coming together. So at that point I was like, okay, I'm gonna go home, get the pickup truck, pick up the friends, bring them back. And like I said, this was kind of, like a 30-minute to 45-minute drive. Anyway, I go pick them up, I bring them back, get the refrigerator in the truck. We get it home, we have to pull it completely apart to get it inside, like to fit it through the door. We have to take the door off the handle, we have to take the doors off the refrigerator, we got to take the old refrigerator, because remember, we're not getting this delivered. So we have to take our old refrigerator out and put it in the truck and take it to the dump. And it was like a really long day. Like, we went out at 9 o'clock in the morning expecting we were just going to buy a refrigerator and they were going to deliver it at some point during the day and they were going to do all the install and take away the old refrigerator, and it ended up that we had to do that all ourselves. So it was just a really long day, but at the end, I got a new plant. And isn't that what it's all? We also got the new refrigerator. The new refrigerator is very nice. It's very fancy. It's got like extra drawers, and the refrigerator or the freezer's on the bottom, in one of those drawers, and it's very nice. So anyway, it was a long day, but I got a plant and I got a refrigerator out of it, so it ended up being okay. And it just made me very grateful for the fact that I just have friends around where I could just be like, I need a truck. I need, able-bodied people, and we were able to do that, so that was really nice. So that was story one. I hope you guys didn't mind that it wasn't entirely about plants. I don't know. It was just a fun story. It's a fun story to tell stories like that. Okay, so the other thing, I wanted to do was update you guys on, I wanted to update you guys on the Butterworths that I got, because like I said, the other video, I was scared that they had cold damage. It was like, I didn't know whether they'd be okay, and they are all doing great, and they are even like already putting on new growth. That's the little free one that I got. You can really see it on the, you can really see it on the Aphrodite. This leaf, and then there's the new little leaf down in there, have grown in. Like, the other leaves are kind of looking whatever. They're still alive, but those are like brand new leaves, and they are doing good. And everything else is really doing really well. This one here, because one of them was flowering. This one was not flowering, but it wasn't flowering. Now it is flowering. There's like a little, I wonder if you guys can see it. Can I? See the little flower? Yeah, there he is. You can see it. Oh, and it also has a little gnat stuck on there. Well, good job. I didn't really know that I have any gnats down here, but I've had far fewer gnats. Not because of these guys, but... So those guys are doing great, and I really wanted to update you guys on that because, like I said, you may have been worried that my plants were going to die, and, you know. And then the other update, this is the second story time. That was, we have the good news, we got the refrigerator, we got the plant, good news. Okay, so this is kind of some bad news. So, you guys may or may not remember a video a while ago, I'm not even going to try and remember how long ago it was, where my cane begonias were all getting powdery mildew. And I tried to fix it, it didn't work, so I ended up taking them outside, cutting them super down, throwing away the pieces that had the powdery mildew on them, and putting them outside, and leaving them outside. And so they actually started doing really well outside. They started, you know, putting on new growth and all that kind of stuff. They were doing good. There was no powdery mildew on them. And I was doing a video. I got kind of busy, and I just didn't have time to do an update video and be like, hey, look, these guys are doing great. And then it started getting cold because, you know, it's fall and heading toward winter. And I have them on a covered porch. And so I was like, okay, it got down below freezing at one point, but frost comes down. And so technically they were covered. I was like, okay, they'll be all right. I'll need to bring them in soon. But anyway, I went out the next day, and a few of them, it wasn't all of them, but like maybe half of them had died, like they had cold damage. It was very obviously cold damage. The other ones were perfectly fine, so it was just those specific ones didn't like the cold, and the other ones were okay at that temperature. So I'm like, crud nuggets. And so then I brought them inside, and I brought them inside, back down to my basement, and I just left them alone for probably about a week. I wanted to see what would happen with the ones that were cold damaged, and so I left them in here. I watered them, I took care of them, and they were starting to look better. Like the ones that had cold damage, obviously those leaves don't recover, but the plant itself was still alive. It was just the leaves that had died, and so they still looked like they were alive. It was okay. I was getting ready to like reorganize stuff and like put them up on my shelves and all this kind of stuff, and I go over there, and there's powdery mildew on all of them. There hadn't been any powdery mildew on them while they were outside, but I brought them back in here, and I don't know, because there wasn't anything in here that had powdery mildew on it, or at least not that I was aware of. And so I assumed that it was the environment that something about down here, and like it doesn't have good airflow or something, put the powdery mildew back on them. It put the powdery mildew back on all of my cane begonias. And like, still nothing on any of my other plants. Like, they are not powdery mildewing at all. And because I was actually going to tape this video yesterday, and I came down here and I found that powdery mildew on there, and I just like, it wiped all of the enthusiasm I had for making a video, because now I was going to have to, I didn't know what to do at this point, because I've tried to keep the powdery mildew under control down here, and I can't do it. Apparently, I can't do it. I don't know why. But, you know, at this point, I just was like, okay, you know, 2 points make a line. I couldn't get rid of it before. They were fine outside. Now back down here, they've got it again. And so I'm like, okay, I guess what I'm going to have to do is take them up to my bedroom, which is a different I mean, it's upstairs, so it's a different zone. There's different airflow, there's different light, there's different all kinds of everything. Because the light down here, I was looking up powdery mildew, and they said one of the things that you want is to make sure that they have good light. And I'm just like, I mean, that could be part of it. You know, those particular plants are susceptible to powdery mildew. And because I don't have great light down here, like the grow lights just don't count. So I took them upstairs, put them in I cut off again, I had to cut off all of the leaves because, oh, that's right. I had those 2 other ones that I showed them to you upstairs. They had never been down here. And upstairs in my living room, they were there for months and months and months, and like never got any powdery mildew on them. I brought them down here, I put them here, they were here for maybe like a week and a half, and then they got the powdery mildew on them, and I'm like, okay, like, you know. So I cut the tops off of everything. I took all of the leaves, all the infected leaves, I sprayed them down with the fungicide, I moved them all upstairs to my bedroom because I don't have room for them in my living room. I have some light in my living room, but not great light. So I took them upstairs to my bedroom, and now they're gonna have to we're gonna have to see whether or not they're gonna be okay up there. Super annoyed about that because I love them. Like, I love those cane begonias, and I don't want to just be like, well, I give up on this and throw them away because I don't want to. I mean, truthfully, if this doesn't work, if like they get powdery mildew still upstairs, then I might have to give up on them just because they can't not get powdery mildew in my house. I don't know. But for right now, they are all up there. I'm not going to show them to you because they all don't have leaves and they are sticks, and it makes me sad in my heart that I had to cut all those begonias back again. But this is part of having plants, right? It's nice to have the certain ones where you just stick them in a place and you water them and they like just grow and they're happy and they just do good things. And then, you know, every once in a while you get a plant where you love it. You love it, or you love the species or whatever, and you just can't figure it out for the life of you. So we're gonna see. We're gonna have to wait on that guy. But that being said, because I want to end this on a nice happy note, I am going to show you my alocasias, which for some freaking reason are just happy. They're just happy. I've had trouble with alocasias in the past. I've struggled with these guys, and right now they're just like, you know what, Laura, we are living our best lives, and so I want to show that to you, but I'm gonna have to obviously take you guys over there. So okay, so up here I have my black velvet alocasia, which had a little flower. The flower has now died and is on its way out, and we've got a new leaf coming in there. And also, you can see right here, we have a new dwarf alocasia growing. That is a little bud that is going to turn, or a little, are they called buds? What are they called? It's a thing. I know the name of it, I can't think of it right now. But anyway, that is a new plant. They grow underground. A lot of times they like stay underground and then they just grow up. But this guy, he's actually still attached. You can see like that. If I pulled that out, that would still be attached to the main plant. And at some point, within, I don't know, some amount of time, it's going to start growing and become another plant like that. So he's doing good. I just keep him watered. It's nice, it's happy. And then down here, I have my Alocasia Polly, which has put out some beautiful, huge leaves. It's just loving it down here. And it has put out a new little baby. See, this was one where the little thing stayed under the soil and then the new plant just grew out of it. But that guy is super happy. He's putting out, there's already 2 plants in here. Now he's putting out another one. and he's putting out some gorgeous leaves with like these super thick stems, and I'm just super thrilled about that. And then this guy over here has got a little bit of spider mites. I'll have to take care of that, but he has had like 2, maybe 3 leaves for a really, really long time. And right now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 leaves, and none of them are like on the way out. You know how like alocasias will kill off a leaf when they grow new ones. He is right now not dropping the oldest. I think this is the oldest leaf, and it's still, yeah, this is the oldest leaf here, and it's still looking pretty good. I'm sure it will die before too long, but the fact that I've got 5 leaves on there right now is just absolutely crazy. So he's doing really well. And my Alocasia Friedac that has given me these beautiful, gorgeous, large leaves is actually putting out a baby back there as well, as you can see. So I don't know what I'm doing. I'm doing something right. Yeah, this one is like losing a leaf. Oh, that's kind of pretty with all the yellow. For some reason, my alocasias are doing very well right now. So that is a happy. I wanted to share that with you guys. Oh, I've also got this guy you haven't seen a lot, and this was my black coral alocasia that I had outside. And it's also doing really well. The leaves always come in green, but they generally turn black. I'm wondering if this one's not, because it's not outside and it's not getting like a whole bunch of sun. So I don't know. It'll go back outside in the spring, obviously, but for right now, it's doing really well. Like there's, as you can see, there's another new leaf coming in there. They come in really green, so it's really, really very obvious. You can see it very well. And also, my Primulinas, which I was still having a lot of trouble with mealies on these guys. But I mean, the plants are still healthy, and so like obviously I'm not going to get rid of them. I just have to, I don't know, accept maybe that some of them have mealies on them. Oh, and my Philodendron El Choco Red has been doing really good. And it's starting to, there's not a lot of red on the leaves yet, but as you can see, or maybe you can see, let me see if I can, you can see look at the little hairs growing up on there. I love it. And it's been growing, it's being pretty happy. It got some spider mites for a little while. That's why this leaf is looking a little rough, but took care of them. I just have to keep an eye on them. I didn't think philodendrons really would get spider mites, but yeah, I'll keep an eye on it now, and it will be good. And I love that leaf. It's just so gorgeous. But anyway, so things are going well. You know, some things are going better than others, obviously, but for right now, things are going pretty well. So, you know, I just have to hope that my cane begonias upstairs will do okay up there, and if I just have to keep them up there, that's fine. And we'll see. So if you like this video, go ahead and like this video. If you would like to tell me which of my plants you wanted an update on that I might not have mentioned, and then I can do an update on that. And if you'd like to stick around and see, while I was talking, I just realized that my mosaic aloe has a flower. Isn't that adorable? You see it? Yeah, I love this plant. If you would like to see more stuff like that, go ahead and subscribe. I'll keep showing you guys updates on the plants. And thank you very much for spending some of your time with me today. I will see you guys in the next video. Okay, bye-bye.